Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back to talk about the latest dev blog for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. So we're looking at the August 31st dev blog, which is going to discuss basically GamesCom, everything that went down at GamesCom, which wasn't much, but we'll get into that. So pretty much what they start off by saying here is that they, of course, were at Gamescom 2017. They unveiled the new Captain mode, which is the multiplayer mode that we saw in the one official video that they released, but there was a couple of other videos that came out as well. I believe GameStar also got an exclusive video that we might look at, and then they just basically say like they're becoming regulars because they've been there for so many years now. Yeah, we're all aware. So here's their booth, and then here they start talking a little bit more about the new game mode. So they showcase the new multiplayer mode aspect of the game, which we've been working very hard on to improve. Bannerlord will feature a matchmaking system for the first time in the Mount Blade series. That's something I don't know. It says they recently announced it. I didn't catch that announcement, but okay. That's interesting to know. That is a cool feature if you're into multiplayer. With our aim being to offer players a fair or more challenging multiplayer experience, they hope to expand upon and improve the existing game modes featured in previous Mount Blade titles while still offering something new. Okay. And then here's this is actually a new Captain mode gameplay video. I'll be doing a separate video on this. This is the Kalradian Empire against the Khuzaits, who are the precursor to the Khergit, or Khergits, or whatever you want to call them, but we'll cover that in a separate video. So Captain Mode, if you're not familiar with Captain Mode, they'll describe it a little bit here, but it's basically Tiger Knight Empire War, if you played that game. There's basically 5 players on each team. They each command, I think it's like 8 to 16 guys, depending on if they're cavalry or infantry. And so rather than having 2 lords with armies fighting each other, you have 5 captains with squads fighting each other. There's also capture points, which are these like flags here, and they work exactly like you'd expect. So Captain Mode puts players in command of their own detachment of AI troops in multiplayer team-based PvP battles. We designed the game mode to leave room for individual players' skill to shine through. However, teamwork and strategy will always put a team at a massive advantage on their path to victory. There are 2 ways in which teams can win the game, either through eliminating the entire opposing force or by dominating the battlefield by holding flags. Flags are removed from the battlefield over time, the order in which can be influenced by the players, until there is only 1 flag remaining, which really concentrates the combat into a climactic finale. That's interesting, because that's something that we get a very small glimpse of in this video, but we hadn't seen in any of the others. And it's almost like a PUBG mechanic, where the map consolidates until everybody that's still alive is sort of in this same tiny area to fight it out. So that's really interesting, because that is something that Tiger Knight Empire War doesn't do. It leaves the entire battlefield open, and you just keep battling for those flags, a la like any of the Battlefield games, really. So yeah, that's kind of a new interesting take, and something that they really didn't show off in any of these videos. I'm pretty sure this is the only one where we even see any instance of that happening, but I'll have to go back and look at the others to see. So apparently they got a lot of great feedback. Everybody seemed to enjoy the pacing of combat and the tactical options. They were really glad to see how naturally players started to work together, teamwork, blah blah blah. It's exactly what they'd hoped for when designing the game mode. And so the game is still very much a work in progress. The UI is something that they're still working on, and they think needs improvement. I actually don't have that much of a problem with the UI. The only issue I have is the like, I don't know what to call them, sort of like the unit markers. Basically, when you have like a group of troops together, like your hotkeys when you're playing Warband, so like your cavalry on 3, for example, that unit of troops basically has a big flag sticking out of it. And it looks a bit weird because it doesn't quite look like it's actually part of the player character, or excuse me, the AI character they're attached to, but it's also not obvious that it's like a UI element. So it's this weird middle ground where it's like, why is this wooden pole clipping out of this guy's like head? So that's like the only gripe I've had, but the flags themselves look great, and it's a nice addition to help you identify your various like troop groupings. So I just like to see them refine that a little bit. Let's see. We settled for something that would provide the players with all the basic information they would need for the demo and allow us to focus more on the actual gameplay. That's fine. Again, I don't have a ton of gripes about the UI. Warband's UI was terrible, but you know, nobody cared because it's Warband. And we have a picture here. I'm not sure who these people are. This is the CEO in the middle. His face is on my last Bannerlord devlog video because they did an interview with him. This might be the new community guy. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know who these people are. So it was amazing to see some of these familiar faces. They're friends at Warhorse Studios. Warhorse Studios is a Czech developer, and they are the ones who are making Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you know, you've heard that name or you haven't heard that name before, that's where they're from. So to a couple of people who are a little closer to our hearts and who we personally invited to come and test the game. Maybe Perzelbloom and Peter are these two. That might make sense. Okay, so it's great to be able to let two of our key community members test the game and give us their feedback in honest and open dialogue. If you want to hear what they thought of the game, then you should make sure to check out the interviews we conducted with them at the event. So there's links to interviews here. Apparently there's another video. I haven't seen this one either, so I'll have to check that one out. During the event, we were invited to take part in a live stream with GameStar and Twitch, which we thoroughly enjoyed. The videos from those two streams can be found below. So yes, this is the GameStar exclusive. And apparently there's a Twitch video on demand of that as well if you want more. Overall, they feel like the event went well. Again, good feedback. First time that we let players record their own footage. We've seen surprisingly little. I've seen little bits here and there of gameplay, but it's all pretty much like the same stuff. So I don't know if maybe just not that many people played it or not that many people posted their videos, but I haven't seen a ton of it. So yeah, let's see. Next week's blog, they're going to be talking to Søren Ustendag, lead programmer of the campaign team. That's good. I've been dying to hear more about the campaign. We've been seeing a lot of just like straight up gameplay, a lot of talk about multiplayer. We haven't heard much about any of the single player stuff in a long time. And so I'm hoping that his interview will have some more information for us. If it's like the last interview, it will probably be pretty sparse, but there might be a few like nuggets of information in there that could be very informative. So that's the most recent dev blog. Nothing too special here. Again, these dev blogs seem to be more to pacify us than to give us any real information, but at least they're doing something. We're not going to get a ton of information out of these, but there is a little bit here and there that we can definitely pick from and, you know, figure out some more stuff about the game. For example, there was a feature that they mentioned in the last interview that I don't think had been mentioned prior to that, so we pretty much found out something brand new just because somebody offhandedly mentioned what they were working on. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for swinging by to check this out. I always love talking about Bannerlord with you, and look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next dev blog.